Hey guys, welcome back to our second lake effect update. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff we're going to talk about today. We have a new video we talked about in our last lake effect update. It's right here if you want to watch it. It's a color change video and it's also got some really sweet flourishes. And it's got all kinds of cool music, and Zach did a great job editing, so that's all set to go. Second point of order, lake effect updates. Do we still want to call it that? We've talked about maybe calling it other things. Most of the comments were like smelly farts updates. So actually send in, if you have an idea, if you prefer it to be called something else. Otherwise we're going to call it lake effect updates. For the future reference, we'll probably be calling it LEU, which is L-E-U, lake effect updates.
Smelly nuts updates.
Smelly nuts updates, that's awesome. Okay, third point of order. We're going to talk for just a moment. It's going to be another disclaimer. And it's about posting tutorials and teaching magic tricks on YouTube. And this is a really hot topic that I think we're going to be discussing quite a bit in the future. But let's sit down for a moment and talk about it seriously. So teaching magic on YouTube is the reason why it's such a problem for so many people and why so many people are against it is because magicians make their livelihood on doing tricks that people don't know how they've done. So the way they've survived and earned money to be able to pay off their checks and pay rent and buy groceries is by doing tricks that people don't know. So when people know how all their tricks are done, that's very concerning to the magicians. I met a magician a few weeks ago. His name was PJ Weber, and we actually got into a very heated discussion about this. And it was about whether or not tricks should be taught on YouTube. And he had been a magician for I don't even know how many years. It was like 40 something years, I think he said. And so that's a really big deal for him. Something he's been doing all of his life is kind of being jeopardized by people giving away magic tricks on YouTube. So we here at Lake Effect Magic can pose a very big problem for a lot of those magicians who make all their livelihood off of their tricks. And so we just want to clarify something and say that all of the tricks that we do teach, we either made up ourselves, learned from magicians on YouTube that have already posted the tutorials, and they are the original makers of that trick as far as we know. So for example, Mismag or Free Magic Live, their own little variations on different tricks. Those videos are already on YouTube, so we're just reciprocating those to show reactions because we're mostly focused on reactions and the artistic aspects of magic. We're not super concerned with the tutorials, we just offer that as a quick way to be able to learn the trick. Or it's a combination of some very basic techniques that we've learned. We will never, ever on this channel give away the way a trick is done that has to be purchased from some type of set. So for example, on Illusionist, they give out all these really awesome sets that you can pay like $20 for. You can get really cool gimmicks and all these things, and those are really great. And you know, we may actually use those on this channel, but we will never give away how it's done. We will only give away reactions because that is something that is owned by those people. And although there are no legal obligations to whether or not we can give away that is taught, it's a moral issue and we will not cross those boundaries on this channel. That's not what we're about. A lot of people may be about that on their YouTube channels. That's not what we're about. Instead, we're more focused on sparking an interest for magic. We want to show magic as something that's beautiful, intriguing, it's amazing. And being able to understand tricks, for me personally, when I watch other magicians, I love watching Penn and Teller videos, whether they give away the way they do their tricks or not. Like Penn and Teller Fullest is really entertaining for me because now that I know the way so many techniques and ideas of magic are done, I can appreciate it more greatly. I can appreciate the work that those magicians have put in. So we here on Lake Effect Magic want you to be able to appreciate the intricacy of sleight of hand and misdirection and things like that. We want you to be able to see it through a magician's perspective. And so that's why we teach techniques and tutorials for certain tricks, is so that you can be able to recognize those movements. But we're not trying to give away anything that has to be purchased. We're not threatening the livelihood of any main magicians. We're purely trying to show the artistic and enthusiastic qualities of magic, and so that's what this channel is about. So if you have a problem with one of the videos we've posted, please message us. We can talk about it, we can discuss it in a very polite and calm manner. And if it's something that you've brought to light with us that we too finally realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't be giving out this tutorial, we can delete the video or we can alter the video so that it's not completely ruining it for those magicians. Okay, moving on from that crazy lecture, we've got a really great news. It was posted in the last Lake Effect update, but it was kind of hard to hear. We know the audio is really bad. We're doing a Christmas giveaway. We're giving away a deck for Christmas. And the way to do it is to try and come up with your own Christmas magic trick based off of stuff you've learned either on this channel or on other channels. So make up your own magic trick and send it in to us. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be like a super master magician or have like amazing sleight of hand. We're just looking for something creative and fun that you seem to enjoy. If we like it and we decide that we want yours to be the winner, we will buy a deck from Illusionist and send it to you unopened. And if you've been watching Illusionist, you know that they're giving money away in some of their decks and you have the chance to win $1 million. So if you've been watching Illusionist, you know that they've been giving money away in their decks, and since we will be sending you an Illusionist deck, it will be unopened, so there's a chance that you can win up to $100 inside that deck, just cold hard cash stuffed in. So send us those magic tricks, we'll buy an Illusionist deck for you and send it to you, and that'll be your little Christmas present from us. Okay, next thing, we're going to be giving out a little bit of tips on misdirection. Last thing for today, we're going to be talking about some tips for magic. In the Lake Effect updates, we're going to be giving out all kinds of different advice and things you can do to make your magic better and more convincing for people. So the thing we're going to be talking about today is misdirection. And there's a lot of different forms of misdirection. The type of misdirection that we're focused on today is misdirection using words, making their mind focus on something else so that you don't have to say look over here. Instead, you're making their mind look over there instead. So before we talk about it, I will reference a really great TED Talk on misdirection, and he talks about all the psychological factors that go into that type of misdirection. You can find a link for that in the description, but here's our advice on it. When you're doing a magic trick to someone, there's a lot of things going through your mind that act as its own misdirection, but at the same time you're talking to offer misdirection to those people as well. And so by asking them questions like, hey, what's your name, or where are you from, it makes them think about that, and it draws their focus away from your hands and away from the deck for a second. And although that may be a brief second, it makes that moment you can use for misdirection. Or if not, if they're still focused on the deck, you've at least lightened the mood. You're not walking up and saying, hey, can I show you a magic trick? So by talking, it lightens the mood. It makes things easier for them, makes them more comfortable. It makes it seem like you're actually trying to get to know them and not just showing them a magic trick with a camera behind your back or something like that. You walk up and say, hey, where are you from? What's your name? What's your major? Oh, you like the black keys? I love the black keys. That's awesome. Black keys are great. Right, Zach? Sure. Black keys are great. They're so great. You should listen to them. They're really cool. Anyways, but there's other things you can do with that. And so if I say, for example, the credit card trick, I say, do you have a credit card I can borrow? And that moment, before they go to look for their credit card, because most people during that trick will go and look for their credit card, but even before that happens, they think, do I have a credit card in my pocket? Should I give it to this random stranger? All these things are going through their mind, and while they're doing that, I have that opportunity to get that double lift that we talked about previously. And I do that right away while they're thinking. I don't even worry about when they're getting that credit card. So that's something to consider when you're doing magic. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was Lake Effect Updates. Remember to send in your video for the Christmas magic trick, and we will send you an Illusionist deck if we think that you've won. And thanks for watching.
That was good. That was great.